Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Milam Greene. This is their Provisions blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, coming in at a 40% ABV. Now, for full disclosure, this bottle was sent over from Milam Greene for us to take a look at and a review, so just keeping that transparency open. Now, Milam Greene is one of those really interesting stories out there, in my opinion. Heather Green has been doing some amazing work, and her and her team have just been knocking it out of the park, really paving a path for not only using Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, but using Texas whiskey as well, and really honing in a very fun, unique, and interesting ride when it comes to bourbon. Now, initially when this was announced, I thought this sounded like a pretty cool idea at first. I was like, okay, so you're coming into that budget territory, which right now needs to be tapped into more. Not every bottle on the shelf should be $80, $90, $100 from any distillery. You have to also bring in your crowd from that more budget-friendly territory. And this, at least on paper, sounds like it could do just that. So they do tell us they're taking some bourbon from Kentucky and taking some pot still bourbon from Texas and blending them together. They are aged in 53-gallon barrels, which is good to see, no small barrel project here. And they tell us the mash bill, which is 70% corn, 22% rye, and 8% malted barley. And again, we're keeping this at a budget-friendly pricing, and SRP on this is like $35 already. So in my opinion, on paper, we're ticking off a lot of great things for being a very solid shelf-stable bottle. Now, being that this is the first release, I guess this is a commemorative bottle look for it, so it will change slightly, I'm going to assume, in the future. But nonetheless, I'm really excited to see how the blend of those two bourbons can come together and really hone in a spot on that shelf. So let's jump into it, see how they did. I will say, bottle look is beautiful on that. Always give them credit, they really do shine in well with how things are with their marketing with bottles. Nothing flashy, nothing crazy, just kind of unique on the shelf. So as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. Become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some other reviews that I've done over Milam Greene, links to those videos will be up above and down below for you to check out. All right. Ooh, it's already jumping out of the bottle here. All right. It's got a beautiful kind of it's got like a dark citrine color going on. Very golden. Like, it just reminds me of like a darker citrine. But it's very pretty in there. Also, to put in here real quick, if you're interested in learning more about Milam Greene and any of their releases, including Provisions, a link to their website is down in the description area, so you can check them out for yourself. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Wow. Okay, so right away, you're getting this kind of light, citrusy, and orchard sweet as well, and a nuttiness like a cashew walnut, kind of a bridge mix going on. Yeah, there's definitely a nuttiness going on in there. Nice layer of corn, little bit of spiciness from the rye, but it doesn't necessarily go herbal or medicinal or floral, just got a nice spiciness. It's a nice bit of oaky char layers going on in there. It's not super heavy-handed in those, and it's probably because of the age. I'm going to assume this is not like a super old whiskey, or they'd be telling us that. But it's got a nice bit of brown sugar, a little bit of oaky spice, just a dash of vanilla going on in there. But the nose is beautifully soft and sweet. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. But the nuttiness is very unique. It's not super nutty like a Jim Beam profile, but it's got this nice subtle bridge mix going on. I think the big thing for me is that citrus and the orchard sweetness, like the apple sweet I'm getting, is kind of help cut that nuttiness going on. And also maybe a little, and I think the nuttiness is playing with that sweetness as well, bringing across almost like a light homemade or like a freshly tapped maple syrup. Just a very light bit of that in there. But overall, it's got a really great nose. Let's go for a taste, see how it is. Wow. Beautiful palate on there. It's sweet. You definitely get that more maple syrup sweetness in there. It's almost like, okay, follow me here. It's maple syrup pancakes, and then you put some walnuts over the top. You got some fresh fruit on the side, just a few little wedges of apples. It's got this beautiful, rich palate to things. And for me, that really stands out. Typically speaking, in your more budget-friendly or your more 40% ABV or anything under 45, you tend to lose out on a lot of that texture because of chill filtration. But I'm going to assume that Texas whiskey in there that's pot stilled is really honing a lot of that extra flavor, for the lack of better words. You don't necessarily, I know some people are not big fans of Texas whiskey. Personally, I love it. It doesn't have that Texas bite to it or that over oak note that a lot of Texas whiskey can have. And I do appreciate that for being a more introduction to this kind of a blend. But it's really nice. Getting a little bit more of a tart apple in here. It's like a 2-to-1 ratio of like 2 reds per green. So you're not really getting a bunch of tartness. So it's nicely balanced on that. You are finding a little bit, I've been kind of trying to dig deep for the rye characteristic in here. And I think it's bringing across like a slight earthy tobacco note. It's not heavy-handed in that, but it's got this little bit of tobacco sweetness in there from the rye. The barley's got a nice little bit of waxiness as well. It's overall very complex for only 40% ABV. And again, I've said that a couple times, and it kind of really just takes me to another level to showcase what you can do in those lower proof regions. And I think the blend, they got beautifully on that. Yeah, that nuttiness in there. Again, it gives you a nuttiness unlike a Jim Beam profile. And it's just got this kind of walnutty, pancakes, maple syrup, breakfasty note on there. Like, this is a breakfast whiskey. That is just rich. It's velvety on the palate. And there's no real bitterness to it. It doesn't taste youthful. And I give that, again, credit on things. This is how you do blending coming from craft. You're taking and you're honing in the characteristics of 2 separate regions and bringing them together. They did a darn good job on that. Alrighty, let's talk about a grade for this one. The ISRP on this is $35. And to be honest, this is swinging good in that budget-friendly territory. Like, you get this beautiful complexity going on here that you don't typically find at 40% and at budget. I give that a good solid, I'd say B. Any day of the week, this is a good daily pour. It's got enough complexities in there that if you're a seasoned whiskey drinker, you're going to love that. It's also got this great texture and mouthfeel that a lot of people getting into whiskey can then experience. And you're not giving up on flavor just because you're budget. And you're not giving up on flavor just because of the blend they are using here. They are honing in 2 different regions and showcasing this beautifully. And to be honest, this is an easy bottle to keep on the shelf once they release this nationwide and keep it around. I definitely think it'll make great cocktails even at that proof point. And at the end of the day, it's one that needs to be on your shelf. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Milam Greene, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Milam Greene Provisions blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing through the experience at home. And as always, may our last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even like it might not.